Hello, everyone. I have decided to once again pick up my microphone and just talk about something for a second that was on my mind. Because I saw a story in the news today, and I don't know all the details about it, but I still wanted to talk about the broader point because it's something that I'm fairly passionate about. Because I've heard this kind of thing crop up before. And this is the story, in this particular case, it's the story of Jeff Bezos dismantling a bridge, a historical bridge, and people standing around and deciding to throw eggs at him. Not specifically at him, because I don't even know that he's going to be on the yacht, but whoever is operating the yacht, they're going to throw eggs at the yacht. Because there's this historical bridge that is being dismantled so that he can, fit the yacht through the passage, essentially. And I know this is not happening in the United States. I don't remember exactly where it's happening. First of all, I have absolutely no love for Jeff Bezos. Not at all. I think he is one of the most corrupt billionaires that there is, because he speaks one thing about, we respect diversity and we respect, the dignity of our employees, and then he goes out and tries to stop people from unionizing, and it's terrible, right? And I am absolutely on the side of the people who do not want this bridge to be dismantled, because it's a historical thing, man. You just can't do that so some stupid fucking billionaire boat can come through there, okay? And I tried to relate this and see if I would feel the same if it was my own city. Like, this is not even nearly the same thing, but I think it would make me just as mad. There's a park in my city that I think is a fairly historical park, and I try to think, like, what would I feel if they were going to go out and dig a big, dig out a bunch of the hills in the park so that you could have some stupid thing that a billionaire wanted to do. And they're like, oh, we'll put it back. We'll try to, we'll pack the dirt back and everything. And the park would probably never be the same again if they did that. Even if they say, like, oh, we'll put it back, right? It would just completely ruin a place that I spent a lot of my childhood, and I would think it would be ridiculous. Here's the difference, though. I would put all of my energy into petitioning the government about this. Because the thing is, in a society where you're trying to maintain a fair democracy, you absolutely have to protect the right to protest and the right to petition, and you cannot retaliate against people for what they say. Okay? You cannot retaliate against people for saying, fuck you for doing this. You can stand in this, using American terminology here, but you can stand on Capitol Hill and flip off the president and say, fuck you, go to hell, I hate this. You're an idiot. We should never allow this, right? And you can draw cartoons of the president looking ridiculous, and, you can do all that stuff. You can say it, you can shout obscenities, you should be able to do all that stuff, right? Because it's free speech. But in a democracy, we also have to protect private property, even if it's private property of someone that we really don't like. And the reason is, the purpose of the government being neutral about these kinds of things and treating the citizens the same is that it prevents people from essentially making you a target if they ideologically don't like you. Because if we waive someone's right to protection of their private property because we don't like them, that's all fine and dandy when it's somebody that we don't like. But what happens when someone decides that they don't like you? If we've established this pattern of behavior, or this pattern of governing, where we allow certain people's rights to be waived if enough people are mad at them, or if they have enough money, then that could do some serious damage. Because what happens when we have someone who has a lot of money who's on our side about something, or even in a less extreme case, or in a more extreme case, depending on how you look at it, if enough people don't like you, we're like, well, enough people are pissed at this person, we'll just allow their property to be damaged, right? You can't operate a democracy that way. So that's why I think these people should absolutely, they have every right to be mad, right? Of course they do. I would be too. They should put that energy into boycotts and sit-ins and protests, and the people who are out there working on the bridge, they could strike. You can have a strike where all the people refuse to do that. There is no obligation for you to do something. I mean, well, I guess it's different if you're like a contractor. That's a whole different animal. But still, you could say you have a moral objection and say, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to take this bridge down. All those people could strike. People could boycott Amazon in that area. They could say, no one is going to, all the people who work locally for Amazon, all those people could strike. And I know that's difficult, right? I know it's hard to do that. I know that it's risking a lot. But if you're this passionate about something, I think people should put that energy into petitioning the government and doing everything they can to make their voices heard to make sure this does not happen. Because, like I said, if this was my city and they were going to do this to a park that I really loved, which that park exists in my town and I used to go to it a lot. Obviously, I'm not going to say which park it is because I'm on YouTube, but if they were going to do something like that, yeah, I would absolutely go out and try to organize with people and say, hey, let's stop this crap from happening because this is terrible and it's stupid, right? That's what I would do. Because that's just, like I said, we have a system where the government and the wealthy think that they can do whatever the fuck they want and people will not have anything to say about it, really. I mean, they'll have something to say about it, but they think, you know what? It's not really going to matter. Because at the end of the day, we just need to make our money. And I really think that attitude about the poor is not going to be changed or even significantly modified by people standing out and throwing rotten eggs at a boat. I really don't think that. But if people start, standing out for hours and making points and rallying people up and doing sit-ins, I mean, it's COVID, so you have to, you can do that as much as you can, safely, but there are other concerns there, right? But, or even doing, things that are not affected by the pandemic, like striking and boycotts, and going on and making videos and making your voice heard and all these other things. At the end of the day, it might not make them not do it, but it might give them pause about doing it again. If they lose all this goddamn money when they did this, and it was really, really, really bad PR for the local government, that might make them really pause about doing this again. Because, and the other thing too is voting. If people go and they vote as a block and say, fuck this mayor or fuck whoever, I don't want to throw that person under the bus if they didn't do anything, but whoever made that decision, if they lose that next race over this, hell yeah, that'll have people thinking about doing this again, right? I mean, if wherever Jeff Bezos goes and the governments cooperate with him and they just keep getting voted out of office, maybe eventually people will start saying, maybe we should drop this motherfucker because he's just bad for our government. He's bad for our party every time we agree with him. Those are all things you can do. And look, like I said, I get it. I get the frustration of just wanting to go out. I totally get it. But I don't think it's helpful, and I don't think it should be legal, and I don't think I think there are other ways that would be far more effective in fighting this. So anyway, those are my thoughts on that. My heart really goes out to those people in that town because God, that would piss me off if we had this really cool historical bridge and Jeff Bezos was like, I'm going to dismantle this so my boat can come through. Yeah, I would fucking hate that. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.